Good evening all, it's Lilis Maesra and Dalmanwa and from the English Literature Study Program at Hamilton University. So here I'm going to give briefly explanation about what is morpheme and allomorph. And to be honest, I'm so excited to make this mind mapping about these materials deals with morphology. This is important materials, especially to us as beginners like me and maybe like you guys when studying about morphology. So happy to learn with me and enjoy to watch my channel YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. What is morpheme? Morpheme is the smallest piece of a word that still carries meaning such as boys. In this word has two morphemes. Boy as a basic of word or base of word and as its plural. So how about allomorph? Allomorph is different pronunciation of the same morpheme such as dogs, books, boxes. We know that this word has two morphemes, right? But there's so different pronunciation in the plural such as is, right? So, how are types of morpheme and allomorph? First one is morpheme. Morpheme has two types. The first one is free morpheme, and the second is bound morpheme. Free morpheme includes two things. The first one is lexical morpheme and functional morpheme. And the last one is bound morpheme. Bound morpheme consists two things too. The first one is derivational and inflectional. Well, let's next to the types of allomorphs. Types of allomorphs. There are three types of allomorphs. The first one is allomorph plural. Second is allomorph past tense, and the last one is allomorph article. Well, about allomorph plural, it has three sounds. The first one is sound, and is sound. The next is allomorph past tense. It has three sounds. The first one is sound, and it. And the last one is allomorph article as an, something like that. So let's move to the next mind mapping. So guys, what is morpheme? Morphemes, as I told you first, morpheme is the smallest unit of linguistics. And how do you think about this question? Can morpheme be divided again? The answer is no. Why? Just because it is the smallest unit of word that has its own meaning. So I can make sure that if we divide it again, if we divide morpheme again, I think there's no meaning in dictionary, right? So about the types of morphemes. There are two types, as I told you first. The first one is morpheme and bound morpheme. And let's discuss about free morpheme first. What is free morpheme? Free morpheme is independent word, or it's called as it can stand alone as a word which has its own meaning, something like base of word. So let's see the example of free morpheme. But no, free morpheme has two things that we are going to learn about: lexical and functional. Lexical, it has four types in it, such as nouns, adjectives, verbs, and adverbs. And how about functional? Functional has four types too. The first one is conjunction, preposition, articles, and pronouns. Oh, so the next one is bound morpheme. This is the last types of morpheme. The name bound morpheme. Bound morpheme is a part of another word, or it opposites from free morpheme. If free morpheme can stand alone, so bound morpheme cannot stand alone as a word. It will be combined to another word, and it has two types: derivational and inflectional. What is derivational? Derivational has function as create new word, whereas inflectional just build new form of a word. So let's move to the next mind mapping. Well, guys, how can we understand about free morpheme? Free morpheme, as I told you first, there are two types of free morpheme. The first one is lexical. Lexical, what the meaning of lexical? Well, lexical morpheme are content words that is semantically meaningful or has meaning in dictionary. In other hand, it called as open clause because we can add new lexical morphemes in it, such as boy become boys, teach become teacher, happy become happily, right? So let's see the types in it. There are four that includes in lexical. The first one is nouns. You know about nouns, guys. I think this is not strange for us as student in literature study, right? Boy, book, teacher, happy, little book, teach, table, and etc. The second is adjectives. Happy, beautiful, small, short, high, tall. That's about adjectives. And about verbs. Look, sing, run, shout. What is sad, laugh, and about the last one is adverb. Away, still, such as go away, still waiting, something like that. Okay, let's discuss about functional. What is functional? Functional is closed class. It called as closed class because we cannot add new lexical morphemes such as but, in, above, the, when. We never add but as badly, right? Because it doesn't have meaning in dictionary. So we have to be aware in this word. Okay, above functional, there are eight types. There are eight kinds of the word that includes in it. The first one is conjunction. Conjunction such as and or but. Prepositions in, at, from, and so on. There are so many preposition in the words in the sentence, right? And the next is pronoun he, they, she, you. He. Article o and the. Auxiliary is are, shall, will, does. Demonstrative words such as this, that, those. Comparative such as more, less. And as quantifiers is some, several. So that's all about free morpheme. Do you understand? I hope you understand, guys. So let's move to the next mind mapping about, well, bound morphemes. As I told you first, there are two things that we're going to learn about bound morphemes. The first one is derivational. What is derivational? Derivational is has function as to create new word and separate into things. The first one is prefixes and suffixes. What is prefixes? Prefixes is count before of base of word such as an, in, com, this, re, this, non, Can you hear? Can you see this, guys? Something like this. Okay, let's see the examples, such as rewrite, write, write as a base of word, as a verb, right? So re, it is a prefixes, and comfort as the base of word, and un as the prefixes. Impossible, possible as a base of word, and im as its prefixes. Prefix. So the second is suffixes. Suffixes, there are so many suffixes that come after a base of word, such as full, beautiful, less, careless, able, breakable, avoidable, or teacher, leader, and etc. So let's see the example: helpful, goodness, careless, breakable, avoidable, teacher. Well, so the next is inflectional. Inflectional, I told you about inflectional. Inflectional has function as build new form. If derivational create new word, then inflectional only build new form of word without lost its meaning. It has same meaning, but uh, it just has change of the form of words, such as teacher, be teachers, something like those. So let's see the examples: cups, balls, rings, cats, trees, boxes, as a plurals, and walking, studying, finishing, running as its gerund. Chinese book, that's what I mean about possession or apostrophe. Chinese book, Tina's skirt, Mrs. Mina son. And as a third form, asked, washed, test, taken, and as comparative, such as better, louder, smaller, and so on. Well, guys, we have learned about morphemes and its types. So we're gonna studying about allomorph. So we have to know about definition firstly. What is definition of allomorph? Allomorph is different form of the same morpheme. It can be different pronunciations or different spellings. So let's see this explanation. The first one is allomorph plural. It has three sounds. The first is sound. Can you hear my voice? Sound. It turns to be a sound if we have the word like books, runs, cards, plays, and etc. And it turns to be a sound if you have the word such as legs, cars, beds, webs, limes, fans. And it turns to be is sound if we have words such as watches, slices, boxes, kisses, judges. So the next allomorph is allomorph past tense. We have the sound. If the word is washed, claimed, banned, played, slipped, and turned to be sound if the word such as walk, brush, reached, fast, and it turned to be ad sound if we have the word such as taste, visited, edited, ended, decided. And how about allomorph articles? And I think this not strange in for us as a student in literature, right? Uh, uh, do you remember about how to use an article? Yes, of course. Of course, used when followed by consonant sounds such as a class, a phone, a chair, a book. And n is used when followed by uh, vowel sounds such as an option, an example, an egg. Wait, we have to remember this. Although this word honest is start by consonant letter, but uh, remember this. N is used when followed by vowel sound, and honest it start by it followed by vowel sound. Honest, no honest, but honest. So we use this case an honest, an hour, an umbrella, something like that. That's about allomorph and its types. Also about morphemes, and I hope these materials can help you guys. And as I told you first, happy to learn with my channel. And well, before I finished my presentation in this evening, I I like to give you a quote about suffix quote, and let me read to you. Changing a word's meaning one ending at a time. Smile. My name is Ms. Rantelo Manua, and I'm from the English Literature Study Program at Pamulang University. And thank you so much. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next presentation. Good evening.